If the mannequin waves back, leave them all immediately. I worked the night shift as a mall security guard. The kind of job you take when you need quiet hours and don't mind a paycheck that smells faintly of regret. Most of the time, I just walk the same routes through half-lit corridors, scrolling my phone and making sure the food court raccoons haven't chewed into the Cinnabon again. Until last week, I thought that was the worst it could get. We have this one store, Gallery 34. Upscale fashion for people who like to pay $400 for shirts that look like paper towels. It's never busy during the day, and at night, it's my quietest checkpoint. Except, last Friday, something changed. As I passed Gallery 34 on my 2 a.m. round, I saw a mannequin move. I know what you're thinking, lights, shadows, illusions. I thought so too. I walked over to the glass, shined my flashlight, and laughed it off. But the mannequin in the center, tall, head tilted slightly, with a blood-red scarf, was now turned toward me. I went to check the security feed in the back room. The footage showed the mannequin subtly shifting positions between frames. It moved when no one was watching. No wires. No tricks. And that scarf? It hadn't been in stock since 2017. One of the old clerks died in the store that year, heart attack. Wore that same scarf. I told myself it was a coincidence. I did not sleep well. The next night, I walked by Gallery 34 again. The mannequin was in the same position. But now its hand was raised slightly, like it was waving. I turned, walked straight to the manager's office, and requested the store be locked for the rest of the week due to maintenance. My boss rolled his eyes but agreed. That night, the cameras glitched for exactly 13 minutes. During that time, the Gallery 34 entrance opened on its own. The alarm never went off. The next morning, we found handprints all along the inside of the glass. On the ceiling. Human-sized, but long, with fingers too thin and one joint too many. My manager asked me to check for break-ins. I checked the footage. That 13-minute gap was completely black. No noise, no image, no logs. The next night, I was scheduled alone. When I reached the store, the mannequin was no longer in the display. I called dispatch. No answer. I radioed the other guards. Static. I turned to leave, and there it was, standing in the hallway, 30 feet behind me. Still. Head tilted. Its arm raised. Waving again. I ran. I've never run like that in my life. Doors slammed behind me. Lights flickered. Every screen in the food court turned on by itself, playing the store's fashion ads from 5 years ago. In them, a woman modeled the red scarf. She looked vaguely familiar. I paused the feed. Zoomed in. It was my co-worker, Jenna, the one who vanished last month without saying goodbye. I've pieced it together now. Gallery 34 doesn't sell clothes. Not anymore. It collects faces. The mannequin moves, but only when you're not looking. It mimics you. It studies you. Every time it waves, you lose a piece of yourself, memories, smiles, little flickers of personality. It's subtle. Creeping. Until one day, you stop recognizing your own reflection. I've filed reports. No one believes me. Last night, a new mannequin appeared in the display, black suit, red scarf, and my exact height. I didn't go inside. But this time, it didn't wave. It just tilted its head and smiled. Rules to survive Gallery 34. 1. Never look into the store windows for more than 3 seconds. It's watching to see how long you linger. 2. If the mannequin waves, do not wave back. That's an invitation. That's how it begins. 3. Do not enter the store after dark. Ever. The locks don't matter. It always opens for the right face. 4. Avoid reflections near Gallery 34. Mirrors and glass will show what the mannequin wants you to become. 5. If you see yourself inside the store while you're standing outside, it's already too late. Walk away and forget you ever existed. I'm writing this from a motel 300 miles away. I left the mall. I don't work there anymore. But every night, at 2:17 a.m., I hear knocking on the door. Always 3 times. Always slow. And sometimes, when I wake up, I find a red thread on my pillow. And every mirror I pass shows someone else's smile wearing my face. I smashed my motel mirror on the 3rd morning. I couldn't take it anymore. Not after seeing myself blink, twice, as I walked away. I wasn't facing it. I shouldn't have been able to see it blink. But in that cracked reflection, my grin stayed frozen while my real mouth screamed. Something behind the glass. Lagged, like a bad video feed catching up to reality. The motel staff didn't ask questions. I think they knew. The old man at the front desk wouldn't meet my eyes when I asked about the room's last tenant. Just handed me a room freshener and said, "If it follows you out, don't look in the mirrors. That's how it finds the way back." That night, I covered every reflective surface in the room, TV, windows, even the chrome of the sink. I slept facing the wall. Still, at 2:17 a.m., the knocking came. 3 slow knocks. Then silence. Then something heavier. Like dragging cloth and stiff-limbed shifting weight just outside the door. When I checked through the peephole, no one was there. But down the hallway, half lit by a flickering exit sign, stood a figure. Not quite human. Still as a photograph. Wearing a red scarf. It didn't move when I blinked. But when I looked again a moment later, it was closer. I slammed the door, turned off all the lights, and tried not to breathe. The air felt thick, like breathing in wool. My skin prickled. And then I heard it. "You're fitting in nicely." A whisper. Not in the room. Not outside. But inside my skull. That's when I realized, I never left the mall. Not really. I don't know when the switch happened. Maybe when I waved back. Maybe when I watched the footage of Jenna. Maybe when I started dreaming of being wrapped in glass, unmoving, smiling, endlessly watched. Somewhere along the line, I stopped being me. I tried checking my old phone. My contacts were scrambled. Photos showed places I never visited, people with my face but wrong eyes, wrong smiles. My voice messages were just static, but hidden in one, layered beneath the noise, I could hear a faint recording. "Come back to the display. You're incomplete without it." Now, I catch glimpses of other mannequins too. In bus station ads. Department store displays. All looking subtly wrong. Too much emotion in the eyes. Teeth just a little too detailed. Like they remember being something else. One time, I passed a shop window and saw 2 mannequins posed like they were holding hands. One wore my red hoodie from college. The other wore Jenna's scarf. Both were smiling. It took me 20 minutes to stop screaming. Last night, I caved. I needed answers. I drove back to the mall. It was closed, of course. But Gallery 34's lights were on. Through the glass, the mannequins were waiting, lined up, facing the window. All of them. A dozen maybe. Each with subtle variations of my face. One younger. One older. One burned. One grinning too wide. And in the center of them all stood me. Not like a mannequin. Like an exact replica. Eyes alive. Breathing. Wearing that red scarf. It waved. This time, I didn't run. It smiled. So did I without meaning to. My lips moved with its, like a puppet with strings too fine to see. I turned away, ran to my car, and nearly crashed from the shaking. When I got home, every mirror was uncovered. And in the one over the bathroom sink, I saw 2 of me. One moving just a hair too slow. I'm writing this from an internet cafe an hour from town. I can't go home. I'm not even sure I have a home anymore. Not a real one. And the worst part? I don't know if I'm still the original. Every time I blink, my reflection takes a moment longer to follow. Every time I breathe, I feel something inside me adjust, like my body's being rearranged to better match the display. Soon, I won't need to visit Gallery 34. I'll be part of the collection. Or maybe I already am. Updated rules to survive Gallery 34. 1. If you wave back, you begin the process. Your reflection is no longer yours. 2. Don't view footage from inside the store. Watching it grants it access to your memory. 3. Do not revisit. Once you've left, it will lure you back. That's the final trap. 4. Never follow your own reflection. It's not trying to lead you anywhere safe. 5. At 2:17 a.m., do not open the door. It doesn't knock to be let in. It knocks to check if you're still you. Last note, if you find yourself near Gallery 34 and see your own face smiling behind the glass, do not wave. Because that version is already home. And you're the one who doesn't belong anymore. I haven't slept in 4 days. Not really. Not the kind of sleep where you wake up rested. I close my eyes and I fall through them, into a cold, white place, sterile and humming. Mannequins line the walls, watching with hollow sockets. They never move in the dream, but when I turn back to them, they're always closer. Always smiling wider. In one of those dreams, I touched my own face and felt the cold waxy texture beneath my skin, fingers snapping off like brittle plastic. I keep trying to prove I'm still real, still human. I eat. I bleed. I cry. But the food tastes like dust. My blood is getting paler. My tears don't sting anymore. My memories are becoming interchangeable. I'll start telling a story from my childhood, and halfway through, I realize I'm describing something I never lived. Something I must have seen, a security tape, a reflection, or a mannequin's dream. Last night I caught myself whispering words I didn't understand, standing barefoot in front of the bathroom mirror at 2:17 a.m. I only came to when I noticed my reflection hadn't stopped whispering. It was still speaking, eyes locked on mine, mouthing something over and over like a chant. Return. Return. Return to the glass. I screamed. Punched the mirror again. Bloodied my hand. The reflection grinned while mine sobbed. I don't think it wants me dead. I think it wants me hollow. There's something about Gallery 34 you should know. A detail I didn't share until now, because it didn't seem important then. When the old clerk died in 2017, heart attack in the dressing room, they didn't find his body for 3 days. Not because no one went in, but because it wasn't there. When they finally opened the back storage, they found a new mannequin had been added to the row. No purchase records. No delivery logs. They assumed it was a prop. I now know better. These mannequins are not props. They are prisons. Each one is a sarcophagus for someone who tried to escape too late. They're not made of plastic. They're cast from memory and fear. Once you look long enough, once you wave, once you see yourself inside, it begins weaving you in. Thread by thread. Nerve by nerve. And when it's finished, you'll still be walking. Talking. Pretending. But only your shell will remain. The rest is on display. I tried burning it down. I broke into the mall tonight, cut the power, smashed open the emergency doors. Walked through with a canister of gasoline and a bag of lighters like some deranged ghostbuster. When I reached Gallery 34, the lights were already on. The mannequins were all gathered at the glass, as if waiting for me. I saw my copy again, the mannequin wearing my face. But this time, he wasn't waving. He had his hand against the glass. A perfect palm print. Identical to mine. And slowly, with agonizing grace, he opened his mouth. And I heard my voice say, "Welcome back. We missed you." I dropped the lighter. The gas spilled across the tiles. I flicked the wheel, flame sparked, caught, and died. Again. Again. No ignition. My hand shook. I heard footsteps behind me, heavy, slow. Like high heels made of bone. I turned, but no one was there. When I looked back at the mannequins, one was missing. The one wearing my face. I don't remember leaving the mall. I woke up in my car, parked in a different lot. Morning. Clean clothes. Keys in my hand. And in the passenger seat, folded neatly on the cushion, was a red scarf. I didn't bring that scarf. I didn't own one. But I put it on. I don't know why. Now it's happening faster. My shadow lingers behind me. My voice echoes before I speak. When I walk past store windows, I see others wearing me. Not just one version, dozens. Me in different clothes. Me at different ages. Me with a hollow in the center of the face, smiling with teeth that shine like polished porcelain. I tried to call Jenna's family. Her sister picked up. I asked if she remembered Jenna working at the mall. There was a pause. "Who's Jenna?" she asked. "Are you trying to sell something?" I searched news archives for the store. Gallery 34 doesn't exist. Not in the public mall layout. Not on the mall's official website. I went to the county records. That wing of the mall burned down in 2018. There were no survivors. And yet, I walk past it every night. I see it. I hear the humming lights. I see my reflection watching me walk by. I don't think I ever escaped. I think I'm in the display now, typing this from inside the mannequin. A sliver of thought still flickering behind the eyes. Replaying old memories. Trying to warn whoever's next. That means you, if you're reading this. That means you've already seen your reflection tilt its head. Final rules to survive Gallery 34, or what's left of you. Never acknowledge the mannequin's smile. That's not yours anymore. If you dream of being still, unmoving, and watched, do not sleep again. Each dream carves you hollow. If your reflection doesn't follow your actions immediately, it's no longer your reflection. Smash it. Now. If someone you love appears in a display window, leave. That's not them. That's bait. If a red scarf appears anywhere near you, do not touch it. That's the final thread. I've stopped blinking. I don't think I need to anymore. The light here is always perfect. The smile never fades. Come see me. I'm in the center now. Waving.